Hello, it's Jen Bengal here from Out of This World Literacy. One of the questions I get asked often is, what's the difference between guided reading and strategy groups? Today I wanted to share how the two teaching formats are different by making some comparisons. First, in a guided reading group, students are grouped together because of similar instructional reading levels. In a strategy group, students may not all be reading at similar instructional levels, but they have all shown signs of needing reteaching within a specific skill, like summarizing or analyzing, for example. Guided reading texts often include something that is unfamiliar to the group and a new text to be read in the group. In a strategy group, the text may be familiar already to them, but it can also be unfamiliar too. For example, if you are in the strategy group and they're meeting to focus on making connections, they may use a book that they've already read in small group, in a different group, or that you have read as a mentor text to practice the skill. So it doesn't have to be a fresh read like guided reading. In guided reading, every student in the group uses the same text. In a strategy group, the group may be using different texts because they're working at different levels. You're focusing in a strategy group on reteaching a specific skill, so they can use different text to talk about that same skill. Guided reading groups are often short-term, but strategy groups are usually even shorter, like a day or two. In the introduction of a guided reading group, the teacher gives an overview of the book, decodes tricky words, and often mentions a reading skill. To begin a strategy group, the teacher sets a purpose for the meeting. For example, the teacher might say, "We are meeting together today because I would like to have a conversation with you about," so on. Guided reading often comes with a standalone lesson prepared ahead of time that's appropriate for the members of that group. In a strategy group, the teacher often reteaches a whole group mini lesson and models the skill first. The group can be pulled on a whim after a whole group lesson when the teacher notices 4, 5, or 6 kids just didn't get it and need a bit more support before they go off to work independently. Guided reading groups are usually a bit longer because they're a fully prepared lesson with several components, about 20 minutes. Strategy groups take less time because it's a reteaching of just one focus, maybe about 10 minutes. In both groups, students read silently, the teacher can listen in, and specific strategies are discussed and practiced. My hope is that these comparisons will help you decide which groups you will work with today. Maybe it's one strategy group immediately after your mini lesson and then a guided reading group. There really is no one-size-fits-all for the way to schedule these. It's been my pleasure chatting with you today. Know that I'm the biggest fan of the work that you and your students are doing in the classroom every day. If you'd like more teaching tips, you can check out outofthisworldliteracy.com. If you'd like to check out some guided reading resources, visit jenbengalguidedreading.com. Until next time, you've got this.